It's Bourbon Night, or Bourbon Day. You can do it during the day as well. Hi, I'm Chad.
I'm Sara.
And this is our first two-person uncorking, and it's our first two-bourbon uncorking, so here's the deal. My first E.H. Taylor single barrel, which is this one right here, is a 2015 version, and I didn't like it. I was like, oh, well, good. I like the small batch better. It's less money. And then Sara comes over with hers, which was
2014.
Okay.
I bought it in October of 2014.
So 2014. We tried them side by side, and overwhelmingly hers won. It's like they were two different bourbons.
It was delicious in comparison.
Yeah.
Which I had always loved mine, and when you told me you weren't a big fan, I was like, what?
No, you're like, what?
I was like, what?
There you go. That's how she says what.
Signature move.
Yes, that's her move. So this is a 2016 that I bought recently, and since we're getting ready to do a flight fight where we have the Colonel E.H. Taylor single barrel in the mix, one, we didn't want to use this one because of the bad feelings about it. But two, we didn't want to try this one blind first, because what if it's like this one? So what we're going to do is the uncorking part, which I could have been uncorking as I was talking, is...
You got carried away.
Yeah. We're going to uncork this guy. I like to keep the faux tax stamps in as much...
As good a condition as possible.
As good of a condition,
If you'll notice
yeah.
on this bottle.
Yeah. Right. So... I don't have any fingernails, but...
Shot. Would you like me to do it?
I think I just about got it.
You got it?
Yep.
Oh, there we go.
So, pop.
Pop.
Goes the bourbon. So we're going to do an uncorking of this guy, and then we're going to try it against the 2014.
So why don't I? 2015.
15, thank you.
I'm gonna go ahead and pour this 2015. And how do we know the difference between these two? Like how, once they're opened, how are we gonna tell which one's which?
Oh, well, it's got a stamp down here.
If you look up in the light, it's got a little stamp.
Yeah.
It says B, mine says B15, it says B16, and some other numbers which we can only assume have some sort of significant code, but we don't know what that is.
No,
so.
no. All right, so we each have the 15, and if you pour me a...
So this is, yeah.
Or a 16.
15, 16.
Yeah, if you'll pour me
15, 16. Okay, just so you know.
15.
In case you weren't paying attention.
Right. And let's just go ahead and set them off out of the way.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Alright,
16 first,
let's do it.
which is this guy.
It's got a really mild smell.
Yeah.
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 Toasty, for sure.
I think it's got that signature Buffalo Trace barrel smell.
Agreed. Yeah, it's super mild. I'm
Yeah.
not picking up much.
Which, if you have watched our flight fight where we did small batch and we had E.H. Taylor small batch, that's exactly what you said. So there wasn't a whole lot going on smell-wise. So.
At least you know I'm honest. I say what I feel.
Right. Okay. So there we go. Bless you.
Dog.
That was Dexter.
Yeah, it's really mild tasting. I mean, it's good. The layers of flavor that I personally like aren't there, but from what I recall, and I have not had this 2015 since the last time we tasted it against my 2014, which we both felt very strongly about it. So I don't have those kinds of strong feelings that I'm remembering about this one.
Right. The same with me.
Yeah, I'm liking this a whole lot better than what I remember thinking about this, so.
I feel like this has more of a kind of a tongue burn. I mean, not super bad, but
It does.
but it's
It
there.
almost gets like on the sides, like up underneath your tongue and like tingles. Does that, I mean, I experience different bourbons. Like sometimes they'll hit a different part of my tongue and I'll be like, that's interesting. And this one was sort of like on the side / underneath.
This one was on top.
Really? For you?
It was all on top.
It went over the top for me and then like back down. It was weird. So there's some things going on.
Okay, well, let's have some water. And go for the 15. Which I haven't had
So the smell already.
in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty mild still.
It is, but it almost has like a, I hate to say this, but more of like a chemical-y smell to me. It smells really, and not just in the way that alcohol smells like, you know, you would say like nail polish remover or whatever, but like vodka is what I would normally say smells like nail polish remover, but.
Still just not a whole, I mean, I can smell a difference, but not a, it's pretty mild still, so let's go for the taste here. Night and day.
Why? It's very
It coats the tongue. It stays there.
earthy.
Yeah.
I feel like I just chewed on some, like I just went outside, picked up a handful of grass and dirt, and kind of chewed on it for a second.
It's earthy. Yeah.
Yeah, but not in like a way that you're like, oh, that's nice and refreshing.
Yeah.
It's very herbal. It's not.
You know what this reminds me of? Yesterday, I had Charles Goodnight for the first time at a bar.
Oh yeah.
And it was very, which I believe from what I've read is a wild turkey product, but kind of like this, kind of like it's barrel heavy, but but like a barrel that's turned green.
That's what I was just about to say. Agreed.
There you go.
100% on this. So, survey says,
2016.
and that's what we're gonna move forward with.
Yes.
So
This guy will go on to our blind flight of small batch.
single barrels.
Single barrels.
We already did the small batch.
We did.
It's all good.
We did.
But I mean, if you have more than one bottle of this at home, or if you've ever picked up a bottle and not liked it, or if you have picked up a bottle and loved it, just know that as a single barrel, there's no guarantee across the board, as we can see, that they're all going to taste the same.
I've never run into this with another bourbon yet. This is the first single barrel that I've run into this. And I drink a lot of single barrels. I mean, probably most frequently would be Henry McKenna, 10-year single barrel. It seems to be pretty consistent across the board. You know,
They're
Elmer
like
T. Lee.
snowflakes.
What are some other single barrels?
That we normally drink?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I feel like I saved more of that.
Yeah. Well,
If you know me and you watch our show, you know that lately I've been drinking Evan Williams 1783. So
that's a small batch.
right.
Just getting ready to try the single barrel of it
For the first time ever.
in this flight.
It's a special day for me.
It's a special day.
And I haven't tried it ever. I promised last episode that I wouldn't, and I haven't.
It's true. Yeah, this is so much better.
I almost don't even
And
want.
if you breathe in as you're drinking that, you definitely get a lot more.
Ugh.
So different. So okay, it happens.
Right, it happens.
On the back of the label here, it says we love to hear from our customers. There's a phone number. I might call them and be like, hey.
Well, I mean, the thing about single barrels is that they're not identical. They're like snowflakes. No two are exactly the same.
Right.
Even though they're, you know, pretty much profiled as being close, but it's never going to be exactly on the money
So
from different barrels.
that bottle, bring that guy back in. I've seen people on Instagram pouring a bottle that they didn't like down the drain. And hey, to each your own, whatever. But
Donate it to a good cause.
I will never do that. This will go into some cocktails. Okay? Because that's what you do with well bourbons, or you mix it with things to cover up the taste.
Well, and who knows, that like earthy flavor could pair well with
it could be
something else.
great.
It could.
Um,
It's just not meant, in my opinion, to be consumed neat.
Agree. Yeah, I'll definitely try this with some ice. I'll try it. I'll go back to my olden days and try it with some ginger ale. Might put it in a Kentucky Mule,
Maybe.
something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe not an old fashioned. Probably not. But yeah, I'm not gonna pour this down the drain.
No.
This will be used. So there we go.
All right.
But coming up soon, look for that single barrel blind flight in our Flight Fight series that we now have going on here at the It's Bourbon Night channel. Thanks, Sarah, for doing this with me.
Thanks, Chad, for sharing.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. And there goes Dexter whining for some reason because he didn't get any bourbon.
He didn't.
I've offered him some. He doesn't like it.
He doesn't know that we're really saving him the trouble on this one.
Yeah.
So.
You should thank us.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, that will do it. Please subscribe to these videos and follow us on the social medias. It's at It's Bourbon Night. Instagram, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Subscribe.
All that jazz. And until next time, drink more bourbon.